Coming up, who let the cows out? Can our kids on the case catch the culprit?
A helicopter heist in broad daylight. How to catch the thief red-handed. Someone sabotaged the school concert. Can the culprit be found before the final rehearsal?
And who spoilt the surprise party? Catching the eavesdropper with ear prints.
Wow, I've heard of fingerprints and footprints before, but I've never heard of ear prints.
Well, keep your ears peeled, Shay, because that story is coming up very soon. But first, Imogen has spent weeks composing something special for a major performance, and she's about to get an awful shock.
I've written a fantastic piece of music. It's for our end-of-year concert tonight. I'll just have a little run-through. Huh? What's this? This isn't my melody. It's the same sheet, but somebody has changed the notes. My concert is ruined. Who could have done such a terrible thing? Let's think. It could only be one of our quartet. There's Harry the guitarist, or Ariana, who wanted us to play her composition. Then there's China the flautist, but why would she have done it? I have to find the culprit before the curtain rises. I'm going to head to the lab to see how my score's been tampered with. We're playing my music or nothing.
Writing musical notes started 4,000 years ago in the Middle East. Composers scratched their music onto slabs of rock. It was then performed on a stringed instrument called a lyre.
It's definitely been tampered with. I never put a flat on that side of the notes. But which other notes have been replaced? Wait a minute. I know how I can show them up better. I need some coloured powder, like they use on TV crime shows. This paprika looks like it might do the job. Good old school canteens. First, I'll pour some of the paprika over the sheet music. Then rub the powder into the notes. And brush it off. Yep, it shows exactly which notes have been changed. The paprika has stuck to the tiny bits of rubber left by the eraser. But what else can the page tell me? Interesting. Scratch marks. If I can find out what made them, I'll have my culprit. Time for a little snooping.
Some criminals try to erase evidence, but they have to be clever to beat these forensic investigators. Look at this. Someone's trying to erase something by scribbling over it. But in a special machine under different coloured lights, the scribble disappears, revealing a possibly incriminating date. Other criminals use erasers to rub out numbers. See? The 0 on the end has disappeared, but by tipping a special powder called a toner over the page, it's easy to see that the number has been erased. And if you look carefully, you can see the missing 0 in the middle. It's clear enough evidence to arrest the culprit.
Incredible! Who would have thought that eraser marks could be used as evidence? Imogen is so clever and she's such a talented musician. She's actually inspired me to write some music for our show. So I've come up with something that sounds really crime-solving. You ready, Steve?
Yeah.
I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Nah, sorry, stop.
No, I don't think you've written it quite right, Shay. It doesn't sound crimey enough.
Me? Well, apart from your playing, which is as close to criminal as you can get, I think the piece is perfect.
I think we might be having what's called an artistic difference. Here, let me have another go.
No, Steve, I think we've heard enough, and it's time to get back to see if Imogen is going to solve the crime in time for a last-minute rehearsal before tonight's concert.
Someone has sabotaged my musical score. I used Paprika to prove the notes had been rubbed out. And now I hope scratch marks will lead me to one of my suspects. Harry, Ariana, or China. I suspect those scratch marks were made by an eraser on the end of a pencil. I'll check Harry's guitar case. No, nothing there. China's flute. And her backpack. Ugh! A rotten apple core. Yuck! What about Ariana's clarinet case? No pencil there. What about her bag? A pencil case, of course. Aha! A pencil with a worn-down eraser on the end. Is this the crime tool? Time for some forensics work. I'll compare the scratch marks. Yep, just like the ones on my sheet music. It's case closed. It must have been Ariana who changed my tune.
Nice detective work, Imogen. Scratches and eraser marks often help police show if documents have been tampered with. But instead of using Paprika, forensic investigators use lycopodium, which is made of tiny spores. When they roll a balloon over the powder, any that's left is stuck to the rubber eraser marks, showing exactly where something's been rubbed out.
Now I've changed the score back to my music again. That's how it was meant to sound. Ariana says she's sorry for messing with my music. Now she can't wait for me to write a clarinet part. I think we're going to be the stars of tonight's concert.
Wow, how good was Imogen's composition? Music to my ears.
Hey, speaking of ears, remember those ear prints we were talking about?
Yeah.
Well, listen up, because a party pooper is about to get caught in a really unusual way.
Luke and I are throwing a surprise birthday party for Jelena. She'll be blown away when she sees this. She thinks we've forgotten. Who could that be? Jelena in a party dress. It was supposed to be a surprise. Who could have let the cat out of the bag? Luke says it wasn't him. I bet somebody eavesdropped on our plans. But who? Kip from next door is pretty nosy. And Liam couldn't keep a secret if his life depended on it. Or maybe Jelena got wind of her own party. Come on, this celebration's on hold. Now, we were planning here, so the only way someone could have heard us was from outside. And what do you know? An ear print. Proof positive that we had an eavesdropper. And just the evidence we need.
Did you know that whales hide their ears inside their heads? Their ears are also covered with thick bone. That allows them to dive deep without the water pressure crushing their ears.
We've called in our 3 suspects for questioning, but no one's admitting to it, so we'll just have to do it the hard way. I'll get them to stand by the window and see if their height matches. Now, whose ear is at the height of this print? Liam's obviously too short, and Jelena or Kip are both too tall. Not so easy. But they could have bent down to put their ear against the glass, and Liam could have used that footstool. This case is still wide open. Luke and I need to think again. And I just had a good idea.
Wow, I'm really excited about this whole ear print thing. So, Steve, you know what I'm thinking? You've got funny ears. Let's do an ear print.
Do I get a choice in this?
No, do you ever? Now, just press the piece of plastic to your ear and then pour the talcum powder over it. That's the way.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to just dust gently across it.
You can see the print.
Yeah, like I said, you got weird ears.
I don't have weird ears.
Well, you know, you can tell a lot about a person by their ears, and that's just what Jessica and Luke are hoping.
Jelena found out about her own surprise birthday party. But whoever it was left a telltale ear print. And Luke and I are hot on the trail. This chalk is the key to solving this mystery. I'll crush it up and dust it onto the ear print. Give it a blow. And Luke, if you please, lay some sticky tape over it. Peel it off. And when we place it over this black card, it's clearly visible. Now to see whose ear matches the shape and size. Kip first. Similar, but not quite the same. So Kip's in the clear. Now Liam's. No, his ear's different in the middle. So Liam's off the suspect list too. That leaves Jelena. And yes, it's a perfect match. The shape is exact. And gosh, I should have noticed that before. Ear studs. So the eavesdropper was Jelena. She spoilt her own surprise party.
That's right, Jessica. Jelena can't bear not knowing what's going on, so she pressed her ear against the glass to eavesdrop on the party plans. Just like Jessica and Luke, police sometimes use ear prints as evidence when they're collected from a crime scene. That's because our ears contain waxes and oils. When we press them against a hard surface, they get left behind. And just like our fingerprints, ear prints are unique.
Jelena might be an eavesdropper, but she is the birthday girl. And we've bought her the ideal present.
Time to milk the cows. Hey, where are they? They should be here. Look, somebody left the gate open. There they are. Phew. They look happy enough, but I'm not. An open gate is a serious lapse of farm security. Who would have done this? Someone really careless. Or someone who's got it in for us. That would have to be grumpy old Farmer Bates from next door. He always says we cause trouble. But Davo the farmhand could have done it too. He's really forgetful. And what about Jelena? She uses the cow pen as a shortcut when she goes riding. Any one of them could have left the gate open. So they're our suspects. Right, let's take a close look at this crime scene. Hey, somebody tied the gate open. It's a quick release knot, quite a clever one. I'll get Abraham to sketch this knot. It might be vital evidence. I'll keep looking for clues. Aha! What's that there? A footprint. Made by a boot. Hey, over here. Better sketch this boot print too. With that and our quick-release knot, we're well on the way.
The ancient Chinese tied knots that had special meaning. There are 18 basic types of Chinese knots. Some of the knots look like dragons and have special religious significance.
First up, let's see which of our suspects could have tied that knot. Here's one of Davo's. What a mess. And it's totally different from the clever quick-release knot we found. I think we can strike Davo off our suspect list. Come on, let's go check out Farmer Bates' knots. Hey, look, he's tied this gate back. Interesting. It's a good knot, but not the same as the one on the cow pen. So I think we can strike the grumpy farmer off the list too. Which only leaves Jelena. Let's go see how she ties knots.
At crime scenes, real forensic investigators sometimes find suspicious-looking ropes. If the rope has a knot tied in it, the way it's knotted can help the investigator work out who tied it. The evidence is bagged and taken to the laboratory. There, the knot is examined closely and measurements are taken. Sometimes, fibres are removed and examined under a microscope. This all helps police trace the rope and the knot back to the suspect.
Okay, Steve, this knot tying business is a lot trickier than I thought. I'm trying to tie a quick release knot like the one that Jessica and Abraham found.
Shay, I don't want to sound ignorant or anything, but what's a quick release knot?
Well, it's used by horse riders. They just give the rope a yank and the knot undoes in case the horse needs to get away quickly.
Oh, like those cowboy movies when they come rushing out of the saloon and they jump on their saddles and chase off after the baddies?
You're doing well, Steve. You've done your research. Now, I think I've got the knot. So if you just yank on that, it should undo. Yes!
Oh, I see what you mean. Quick release.
But will this knot lead our detectives down on the farm to their culprit?
Well, let's get back there and see, shall we?
Someone let the cows out of the milking pen. They tied the gate open with a quick release knot and left a telltale boot print. Using these clues, Abraham and I are closing in on our culprit. Hey, there's Jelena now. Abraham, check out her boots. If they match the ones at the cow pen, we'll place her at the scene of the crime. Okay, she's gone. Quick! Aha! The tread pattern matches exactly. Very suspicious. And over there, one of her knots. Oh, wow. It's a quick release knot. And it's exactly like the one at the cow pen. That settles it. Jelena let the cows out.
Nice work, detectives. You're quite right. It was Helene who tied the gate back. She was taking her horse through the cow pen to get to the fresh grass. Unfortunately, she forgot to close the gate when she'd finished. Knots often help police track down criminals. An unusual knot often reveals something about the person who tied it.
Okay, cows, time for your milking. Into your pen. Nice one. I reckon we make a fine detective team, Abraham. Oh no! Now we forgot to shut the gates. Come on, close them quick. If those cows got out again, we'd have to arrest ourselves.
Yep, I'd keep a pretty close eye on those cows if I were you guys. Don't want any to go missing.
Yeah, we've got enough things going missing around here. Like Alex's brand new remote-controlled choppers.
For my birthday, I was given remote control helicopters. How cool! I invited Brad and Charlotte around to show them. Charlotte wasn't that interested, but Brad thought they were fantastic. My best birthday present ever, for sure. Then I woke up this morning and they were gone. Both of them. But who'd take them? Mittens the cat was prowling around. But no, she was too scared. And I gave my big cousin Claire a try. But nah, she couldn't get the hang of it. It wasn't Charlotte, was it? She denies it. And come to think of it, she was much more interested in reading her book, so Brad's the only one left. And he did ask to have a go. But I was having too much fun to share. Yep, he's my prime suspect. But how do we prove it? Yeah, good idea. The camera. We'll set a trap in my bedroom and maybe we'll catch Brad red-handed. But there's a problem. Wherever I am in the room, I can't take a photo without being seen myself. Maybe I could hide in the closet. Nah. I can't see when he's coming. Aha! Those marbles have just given me a great idea.
Leonardo da Vinci designed a simple helicopter in the 1480s. It was called an aerial screw. But it never flew because there was no way to stop it spinning out of control.
This is really clever. You know when you look through a marble, you get a really wide-angle view. Check it out. See what I mean? So using the marble, we're gonna make a wide-angle viewer. I just need a piece of card. Roll it up. Put the marble in one end. And stick it together. There. And wicked! This wide-angle view will tell us if someone's coming before they see us. Have a look. Not bad, eh? Let's go set the trap.
Oh, that is amazing. This marble really does act like a wide-angle lens. When I see you through it, you've got this massive moon face, Shay.
Hey!
Yeah, and this humongous nose. Really wide angle.
I don't think I like the sounds of this thing.
Oh, check your eyes out. They look like something from an alien spaceship.
Okay, that's enough of that. I think this thing could be put to much better use, like catching whoever it is that's borrowing Alex's helicopters.
My fantastic remote control helicopters have been stolen. I suspect Brad's the culprit. So Charlotte and I are setting a trap with the help of our special wide-angle viewer. We've set the camera up on the dresser, and it's pointing to the bait, a big jar of lollies. Charlotte's got the remote control for the camera, while I keep watch with our wide-angle viewer. I can see the door, but whoever comes in can't see us. All we have to do now is wait and watch. Charlotte, it is Brad. He's going for a lolly. Okay, now. Yes, caught red-handed.
Nice detective work, guys. Brad did make off with Alex's remote control helicopters. He just wanted to have a turn himself, so he borrowed them with every intention of returning them. But catching his light-fingered activity with a wide-angle viewer was a brilliant idea. Because it's perfectly round, a marble acts just like a very wide-angle camera lens. Police use this kind of lens as the very latest crime-fighting tool. This camera gives a 360-degree view of places people can't go. They're operated remotely and can even see in the dark. Or they could be thrown into areas where it's too dangerous for police to be. They can even be hidden in open spaces to keep an eye on criminal activity.
Well, I decided it's much more fun to share. But with my super wide-angle vision, I have a secret weapon to use in our helicopter dogfight. Poor old Brad doesn't have a chance. That'll teach him to take my choppers.
Oh, cool fun. And nice detective work, Alex and Charlotte.
These choppers were definitely worth getting back. Should we give them a whirl?
I think we should.
Whoa! Okay, bye!
Bye.